Happy Thursday, April 21st, 2022. I'm exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. I feel like I didn't sleep at all, and I probably didn't. And I've got this CPAP mask that I'm supposed to wear, and had hit the pillow last night and didn't put it on. Woke up today and I don't know. I guess I didn't realize it years ago when I did not have the machine, you know, the mask that I put on, what horrible sleep I was getting. You know, tired all the time, just miserable. Feel like you're hungover every morning. Not a good thing. If I got an excuse to be hungover, that's something different. But when you just wake up after sleeping, supposedly sleeping all night, man, not fun. And basically what you do, you stop breathing. You know, when you have sleep apnea, that's what they call it. You stop breathing in the middle of the night. So what happens is you're breathing and then you stop. And I've gone, I think over 20 seconds before, to where I don't start breathing again. Then what happens is your body's like, wait a minute, you're not breathing, and then it's, and then you gasp for air and you wake yourself up. So you do this cycle all night long. And so the idea of having the mask on is, you know, it forces air to flow, you know, keeps your airway open, because that's what happens. Your airway closes, stop breathing, your body wakes you up because you're dying, and then you repeat the cycle all night. And so you can imagine how exhausting that is. Very exhausting. So you wake up, and it would have been better off if you just stayed awake all night, because you're fighting yourself all night long. So anyway, I just want to yawn. Sorry. Terrible. But that's what happens. It's just not a good situation to be in and to go through on a daily basis. So if you're having that issue, I absolutely recommend getting one of the machines and put it on at night. But I just get so tired that, if I don't do it right away, I crash. So I started listening to a Cliff video. I queued it up. Listened to like 30 seconds of it. That's the last thing I remember. Didn't even put the mask on. Thanks, Cliff. No. So hopefully I absorbed some of that all night. You know, it was like an hour-long video. But I'll have to watch it again today at some point. So anyway, I'm exhausted. Now, the good thing is I woke up and I saw that Taproot had signaled and, you know, activated on the Litecoin network. I don't know if that's the right terminology, activated, but Taproot, the technology, is now part of Litecoin. Now, it may take 2 weeks before it's fully implemented, but it's been signaled, called for by the miners. 75%, you know, it hit the number this morning. It is active. Now, the new window of opportunity for Mweb, Mimblewimble, which is not activated yet, it will activate, looks like, with the next window that opens, and that opens later tonight. And so if 75% of those transactions, those blocks that are produced using, you know, Mweb activation, or how do I explain it? The miners producing those blocks or validating those blocks, if they have signaled that they're supporting Mimblewimble, Mweb, if 75% of those blocks meet that criteria out of 100%, obviously, in the next window of opportunity that opens tonight, then Mweb will activate. So I imagine sometime next week, definitely by the end of the month, probably by the end of the month, you'll see Mimblewimble activating, and then I think it's another couple of weeks before it's fully implemented on the blockchain. But it's coming, because there's like 93% of the miners signaling that they support it, so it's pretty much a done deal at this point. It's just the timing mechanism of it. First Taproot, then Mweb. Big things coming to Litecoin. Taproot, I can't really speak much to. I know it includes some things that allow transactions to be a little faster, or I should say frees up more space in transactions. I'm not sure what it has to do with smart contracts. Maybe it has something to do with that. I'm just not an expert on Taproot at all. Mimblewimble, when it activates, that's going to give some security, or I should say some anonymity, to Litecoin, to where only the sender and the receiver of the coins know how much is being sent. Other people on the, looking at that transaction will not know how many coins have been sent, how much is in the wallet. Adds a great level of more security, privacy to that monetary transaction. And so, you might know that there's a transaction, just like you see somebody transact money and shake hands, in a public place, but that money might be in an envelope where you don't know how much is in it. It could be a dollar bill, it could be, $10,000. And so having that envelope, of security is kind of an important thing. I think it's a big deal. I think it's a big upgrade, and I don't think the crypto world realizes how big it is, or maybe they do and they just don't want to talk about it, because it is a big deal. It really puts Litecoin at the forefront of money, of digital money, because you can make those types of transactions. You've got a very liquid coin. I'm not saying, there's things like Monero out there that are very private, but the liquidity of Monero is horrible. I mean, you just can't, it's just not everywhere. I mean, it's just kind of it's a utilitarian coin, but it's just, you can't, it does not have the liquidity of Litecoin or Bitcoin, to where you can just go to every ATM and, hey, buy or sell it, or, go to any exchange and it's on there. It's not, and that's really the downside of Monero. And that's really the only downside of Digibyte in my mind. It just doesn't have the liquidity. It really doesn't. It's a money coin. It's a cryptocurrency, but it just does not have the liquidity. And that will come over time. But that's one of the drawbacks of using it. You can't just get rid of it or buy it, and exchange it anywhere you want. The liquidity's not there. But with Litecoin, the liquidity's been there. It's everywhere. You can get Litecoin anywhere that Bitcoin is, essentially. And then I think Litecoin's more liquid than, Litecoin's available at more places than Ethereum. Pretty sure that number is correct. That statement's correct. So having a liquid coin that's everywhere like Litecoin, implement these technologies, these privacy features, is a big deal. It really is. It makes it a very valuable coin. It makes it basically money. I mean, real money. Fulfills all the values of money. So big deal. It's a big deal, this activating, and then, the miners signaling they're activating Mweb, Mimblewimble. Yeah, that'll be done pretty soon now. Looks like it's going to happen really soon, and that's a good thing, by May. So load your bags, baby. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm thinking, man, what is that going to do to Litecoin? I mean, it just builds more use case for it. It's already being used, but anyway. Litecoin's the right coin as a means of exchange, said Bix Weir. I think he's right. I see that the Department of Justice, that's supposed to be responsible for justice, they're saying that they want us to continue to wear masks. They're going to fight the judge's ruling, the federal judge out of Florida who ruled that the CDC has no authority to say that everyone has to be masked. Well, the Department of Justice is going to fight that because they think that the CDC should have authority to mask up everybody based on whatever science of the day that they choose to follow. So, once again, your government that you pay for, that you're funding with your energy, is going to try to tell you what to do with your energy and your life and your freedom. So we'll see how that turns out, but it's just, once again, all that does is cause confusion in people. It upsets people, and I think that's a lot of the program. They want you to be back and forth and constantly in this fractured state of mind to where it's difficult to know what reality is, and, you just feel this sense of hopelessness, and you don't have control over your life. You feel like external forces are controlling you, and that's part of the plan. When you look at these mind control, if you ever look at mind control experiments and what they do to people, they completely fracture their minds. I mean, they just completely just break their minds, and then they build them back, but they build them back and compartmentalize different personalities in this new mindset, so that they can shift you over to this one or that one, and use you as an, they make you the active shooter, mindset, click you into that box, into that compartment, and then you go out and do something that, you blow up a movie theater or something, or a school. And that's what they do. That is what they do, or make you into this mind-controlled, Manchurian candidate. It's just, but they fracture your mind first. They need to fracture it to where it just shatters any sense of reality, normalcy, idealism that you might have of how the world works. They just want to completely destroy that, so that you have no basis in reality, and then they can build you back the way they want. And with these different, compartments, I can't think of what there's a term for it, but yeah, that's mind control programs, MK Ultra, all the fun stuff that your money funds, all that dark money that they can create out of nothing. That's why it's so important to have sound money, so these programs can exist. They have to be accountable. And if they had to be accountable with the money, you couldn't have these things exist. If they did, they'd get called out and be able to find them easier. But now, Pentagon before 9/11, the day before, said, what was it, $2.3 trillion, $2.1 trillion that they couldn't account for, they lost, and then everybody forgets about it because we had 9/11 the next day. So they put the truth out there, which was shocking, and then all of a sudden, you get hit with something more shocking, so you forget about it. Nicely played. So that is what they do. It's all mind control. And once you realize it, you shake your head and say, I can't believe people buy into this stuff. It becomes difficult to look at reality. You watch people and watch the decisions that are made, and it's all just a game. And why are you playing the game? Don't understand it. It gets difficult to watch. So hopefully more and more people are waking up, and I think they are, and waking up to the game and realizing that it is nothing but a fraud. It's nothing but theater. It's all perpetrated with unsound money, with fake money that we allow them to use, and we give power to that money. Quit doing it. Find ways out of that casino. Do something different. Don't use that money. Use some other form of money. It's not easy, I know. I preach it. But the thing is, that's all we can do, is make sure that if we've got an opportunity to use a different form of money, whatever it is, could be heirloom seeds. I think that'll be a form of money at some point, a very valuable asset. But whatever it is we choose to use, let's use something that has value that we can pass along, that's actually good for humanity and good for the earth, rather than this destructive, dark pool of occult energy that is the Federal Reserve note. Because that's what it is. It's a Federal Reserve note. It's not a U.S. dollar. It doesn't come out of the Treasury. Not constitutional. Who owns the Federal Reserve? Some things to think about. All right. I'm tired. Kind of cranky. I need to get better sleep. It was just a horrible night. Absolutely horrible. Which makes for a horrible day. It's rough. And struggle's real, baby. So I hope you have a wonderful day and overcome these vampires. Don't let them take your energy away. I've got to practice that a little bit better. I'm my own vampire at night when I don't put the mask on. So hopefully I do better tonight. I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and seriously, think about how you can withdraw energy from a broken system and support yourself, your family, going forward with sound energy, which would be sound money that holds your energy. So, look at different things. Get outside of that system. look at things that can preserve your wealth. It could be anything. You just have to identify what those are. You trust yourself because you know. Don't let all the noise influence you. You know the truth deep inside. Trust yourself and seek out those things. Give energy to those things. All right. I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll probably talk to you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching.